39-year-old David Carter.
David Carter seemingly vanished Sunday.
The family of David Carter has been tormented by his brutal murder for nearly 4 months, but now finally a break in the case. Police say they know who killed the 39-year-old father, and now a hunt is on so intense they've brought on the U.S. Marshals, and they're trusting only us with the shocking murder charges against David's own girlfriend.
This woman brutally murdered her boyfriend, chopped him into pieces, and is now nowhere to be found. In today's case, we'll look at the murder of a 39-year-old single father who was discovered by a road crew and was found mutilated and separated in multiple bags across I-75. The main suspect was his girlfriend, who was initially arrested and questioned by police but released due to lack of evidence, and is now still to this day missing. Let's take things from the beginning. On the fateful morning of Monday, October 1st, 2018, the tranquility of Findlay, Ohio was shattered by a gruesome discovery. A road crew working along I-75 stumbled upon a discarded sleeping bag. Its contents? A horror beyond imagination. Inside was the lower half of a man's body, bearing a tattoo of a bulldog on one calf. But the nightmare was far from over. Over the next 2 weeks, 2 more bags containing body parts were found along the same stretch of highway. The coroner confirmed they all belonged to the same man, David Carter, who had died from a gunshot wound to the head. Let's now go back a few days and follow the victim's last known moves. On Friday night, September 28th, David and his extended family attended his high school football game, but things seemed off between him and his girlfriend, who chose to sit alone rather than with David. Though nobody said it out loud, the family found the situation strange and assumed there was trouble between the couple. The next night, David called his sister, Tassia, and he mentioned that he had to be at work at 5 a.m. the next day. The following morning, David never showed up for work, and strangely, he failed to notify his employer or co-workers. That afternoon, David's mother received an unusual text from David, stating he was sick and asked her not to come over for her usual Sunday sleepover. That proves that David was a man of family, a loving son and father. However, we currently don't know what Tammy's thoughts were on these close bonds. David missed work on Monday as well, and finally on Tuesday, co-workers notified David's family, who filed a missing persons report. Searching his apartment, they found a red splotch on the carpet beneath his bed, a hole in the mattress, and what appeared to be a bullet hole in the wall. While family and friends frantically searched for David, Tammy went to work as if nothing had happened. The woman who saw David almost daily for the past 6 months seemed unfazed that her boyfriend was missing. Pretty suspicious, don't you think? As the investigation delved deeper, a suspect emerged, David's girlfriend, Tammy Williams. She was arrested and questioned, but after 72 hours, she was released without charge. However, on December 20th, police issued a warrant for Tammy's arrest, charging her with first-degree homicide, mutilation of a dead body, and tampering with evidence. As you understand, it wouldn't have been an unsolved murder case if the main suspect, Williams, was easy to find. She is still on the go. Police believe that on Saturday night or early Sunday morning, Tammy Williams took the life of David Carter, perhaps as he was sleeping, before embarking on a sickening mission to dismember his body and deposit the remains along I-75. But the question remains: where is Tammy Williams, and what twisted motives led her to commit such a heinous act? Tamara Tammy Renee Williams is the prime suspect in the murder of David Carter. Standing at 5 feet 5 inches and weighing around 190 pounds, Tammy is described as having a large rose tattoo running down her left arm, while her current hair color is unknown. She was lastly reported to have blonde or black hair. Just because she used to dye them in these colors doesn't mean she still has them. Her appearance has most likely changed in the last 4 years. Tammy and David had a turbulent relationship, dating for 6 months before David was found dead. The two used to attend the same school, and they reconnected at a friend's birthday party in March 2018. Tammy was a phlebotomist at the time, and David worked at a seating automotive manufacturing plant while also owning and operating Lavish Habits, a casual clothing line. Williams also has 2 children of her own, while David had a son, DJ. David's friends and family have reported that Tammy was extremely jealous and possessive of David, often following him around and becoming angry when he was around other women. And if there is one thing we have learned from all these murder cases over the years, it is that jealousy and obsession are 2 of the most common motivations for people to kill. Tammy is an experienced traveler with relatives in Atlanta and New York. She is also a member of the Order of the Eastern Star and authorities believe it's possible that someone within the organisation may be helping her without realising she is wanted for murder. Before we continue, I have a question for you guys. Do you still believe Williams was able to avoid detection all this time on her own because 4 years after the fatal day, some unexpected evidence was discovered? Allow me to explain. It has been over 4 years since the brutal murder of David Carter, and his accused killer, Tammy Williams, is still on the run. The case was recently explored on Fox Nation's America's Most Wanted Overtime, where Nancy Grace was joined by Tassia Carter Jackson, David's sister, who spoke candidly about the disturbing nature of her brother's death. And though Williams' whereabouts have remained a mystery, it's been suggested that the former travel agent may have fled from the state. David's family holds out hope that the fugitive will one day be brought to justice. During the show, David's sister had a message for Williams. "You know what you've done. We want you to come and we want you to serve. We want justice for David. It's not fair that you get to go on and live your life and he was robbed from us." Psychologist and special guest Karen Stark also shared her thoughts on the case, making a chilling pronouncement. "She'll murder again, I'm sure of it." In a shocking turn of events, new evidence has emerged for the brutal murder. Fox 2 revealed a connection between an allegedly corrupt Detroit union official and the fugitive wanted for murder, Tamara. Retired Detroit Fire Union treasurer Verdine Day has been accused of stealing over $200,000 from her union and allegedly spending it on lavish trips and other personal expenses. But sources have now confirmed to Fox 2 that Day is also the mother of Tammy Williams. Verdine Day was charged in federal court with bank and wire fraud after the scheme was allegedly uncovered following an audit which was initiated in 2020. Day, who was once honoured as the Detroit Women Firefighter of the Year, initially came under suspicion in October 2019, just after her retirement. According to the indictment, Day was the treasurer from December 1, 2015 until September 2019 when she retired from the Detroit Fire Department. Before becoming treasurer, she had been with the department for 29 years and was elected treasurer to maintain and track expenses for the fire department. And you know what? Verdine is a mother, and mother's instincts can sometimes be stronger in the face of moral dilemmas. I'm not saying that assisting a criminal is a good thing. Rather, I presume that mothers will always love and support us no matter what. However, this new development in the case raises questions about possible connections between Day and her fugitive daughter, and whether the stolen funds may have been used to aid in Williams' evasion from authorities. We urge everyone who watches this video to share it and help spread awareness about this case, as the investigation is still ongoing and the perpetrator is still at large. We should never forget the tragic loss of David Carter. His family and friends are still waiting for justice, and we must do everything we can to ensure that the perpetrator is brought to justice.